Okay, guys, alternate ending. Take 43.
With so many movies on the net and TV, it's kinda hard being up and film savvy. Do you catch a show while you're on the go? And how do you know what to keep or what to throw? How do you know what to keep or what to throw? Tune in, tune in, tune in to alternate ending. Tune in, tune in, tune in to alternate ending. Now! Please give a warm welcome to the hosts of Alternate Ending.
Welcome to Alternating, discovering good movies, one bad movie at a time. I'm film school dropout Robert Jarsinski. Across from me is our casual moviegoer Carrie Jarsinski and our very own Tim. Why you? What?
Your forehead is like all fucked up, man.
What do you mean?
Like, it looks like you took a
the two
steamer
of
to your forehead or something.
What do you mean? It's just smooth.
Is it because it's so
like
big?
smooth.
I was at the. I went to the spa on Friday and just got a little, congestion.
Did
removed.
you have wax poured onto your forehead or something?
No, this is actually.
You look like a Ken doll's ass.
I will take it as a compliment. It's actually on camera makeup. I'm on camera ready, Tim.
All right.
You never know when the camera may be on you, so you just always have to look the part.
Are there cameras in here? Because I need to delete some footage of things that I have done in this room.
No, I appreciate you noticing. Carrie and I are both wearing some. You didn't notice Carrie's makeup.
She
looks
Carrie's just always so fresh-faced and beautiful that how can one possibly tell?
There's no different.
There's sarcasm in there. There's sarcasm.
No, we I think we mentioned it at the last podcast. Thanks to all of our listeners and things, the investments that they made on Patreon, we're slowly starting to edge our way into video. And Carrie and I.
Oh, you want to record a video after
and
this?
the 20th century. Wait, what century are we in? We're in the 20th.
Did you not tell Tim?
21st.
Did you not tell him about it's just going to be kind of like?
I'm sure I can put on some makeup real fast.
Didn't you catch our Instagram? I put it on Instagram.
Well, do you think I caught your Instagram?
But
No.
you, Carrie, you haven't. I thought you were supposed to tell him that he's not going to be
telling him.
part of the videos for now.
What?
Whatever. You told him.
But I'm the talent. You're the straight man and she's the wacky clown. I'm the one who knows things.
That's true.
Yeah. What are we going to do without things to know?
I don't know. Be funny and
So here's
but
the
I'm the
thing.
lighthearted as well.
That's true. You are the funny
I know.
one.
It's really problematic. So here's the thing. This is a little awkward. So here's the thing. I feel myself sweating. So here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Again, yes, that I would like you to do video. Your life is not cohesive with sanity and time.
My life does indeed lack both sanity and time.
So what would get you to commit to 7 years from now, potentially starting doing video with us?
7 years from now. I'm 6.
Schedule's
Okay.
free.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But in lieu of that, we did start. Carrie and I, just prior to you arriving for the podcast recording, we recorded our first kind of proof of concept, really. It's a movie review with the Film School Dropout and the casual moviegoer of The Predator.
So it's one of those movie vlogs that they have on
we're trying to be
these days.
Is that what that is?
Keep up with all the kids out there.
The 22.
Yes.
It's not. I mean, based on your hairline and frankly mine too, we're not keeping up.
Yeah, I mean, your forehead looks smooth, but you don't look. You look like you left your 20s behind a real long time ago.
Carrie, I'm not putting you in charge of the makeup anymore.
I can't believe you're wearing makeup. It's a kind of a turnoff. I don't think I could be
hard agree.
together. I don't think I could be together with you with makeup on.
I promise you, it looks better on camera than perhaps in person. But I'll let our
in person,
audience.
you do in fact look like a Ken doll's ass.
We do hope all of them.
And I know you took it as a compliment, but it was not pitched as one.
This is so smooth. I felt it before.
Do you feel like the lipstick's too much though?
I mean, I feel like the rouge is definitely pushing it.
They said if you use bright colors, it'd make you look younger on the lips.
The color wasn't supposed to be teal.
Well, we're excited. Hopefully, we'll have that up this week for everybody to take a look at. We urge you all to subscribe and help boost that new video channel. It's going to be on YouTube.
Bigger and better, cooler and cooler stuff. And this is the magical time of year when I now go into my hole and hibernate for 9 months. So we want to keep giving you wonderful new content.
We look forward to bringing you on the video, hopefully making some appearances on our home green screen that we now have available to us. In the meantime, we are going to be looking fall. It's fall here in the Madison area. Didn't feel like it.
It's not fall yet. We got a week.
Oh, okay.
It was like 90 degrees.
Is that the equinox? What is that?
The autumnal equinox, yes.
Equinox, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was 80 plus this day.
So it doesn't feel like fall, but the theaters are making me feel like fall because all of the trailers that are coming out are all of these great Oscar bait and award season type movies. This is where...
Great Oscar bait movies.
Hey, I had trouble narrowing down my top 5.
I had
fall
trouble
movies.
narrowing mine down as well. I'm just saying, when I see the trailer for some of these movies, I'm like, ooh, that one looks real bad.
We're gonna get to it because I think there's a lot out there, but it'll be. I'll be curious to have your thoughts if you all think that it's going to be a good award season of movie releases. So we'll be sharing our favorite top 5 anticipated movies for the rest of 2018. But first, we were talking about The Predator. I'd like to get into a little bit of a little worth mentioning. What is the worth mentioning segment of the movies we've seen since the last episode? Which are the ones we want to talk about most? They could be great movies. They could be terrible. We share them either way. Carrie, I know you and I needed to see The Predator to get our kind of
for
movie
our video
review.
debut.
We both saw it at 9:40 p.m. in the evening on separate screenings. I saw it opening night. Carrie, you saw it Friday night.
I did.
Was your theater as empty as mine?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the movie is looking to make about $25 million for its opening weekend, which almost certainly means that The Predator 2 or 6 or however many there will be shall not get made.
And yeah, it was an empty theater. Granted, it was opening night or Thursday.
Yeah, it was a Friday night. Of course, the movie theater was empty.
I figured there's people.
It's 9:40. It's late. That's late.
There's people like me who are gung ho Predator fans, and you're going to go out to see this.
It's a specifically bad movie to not have a full Thursday night screening for sure.
The guy next to me and I did. Ours was in like that. What's the one that's the biggest? Like there's so many chairs.
Ultra.
The Congress.
Yeah, that one.
No, the Ultra screen.
So that too. So I was in the Ultra screen, and somehow I'm alone because that's where we're at with our lives right now. And somehow there's only one row that's populated, and we're all sitting right next to each other.
That's creepy and fucked up. I don't like that.
I even told the guy, I was like, don't worry, I'm gonna move. Don't worry. And then it kind of filled in a little bit enough that like if I was going to move, I'd have to go to another row. And then it got weird because I had already cracked my snuggled.
You started snuggling with the guy next to you, so it would have been weird if you just stopped right in the middle.
I had smuggled my hard seltzer in from home like a weirdo, so I didn't want to like move with that too. So I just stayed put, and it was weird.
I saw it with maybe half a dozen other people, so also not a very full theater, but we were kind of scattered throughout. Like nobody was next to the person they didn't come with.
Okay.
So this is
I had a row to myself.
Written and directed
row H
by Shane.
Me too.
Row H? I went G. G center.
Too close.
I was H center.
Okay.
I would have gone with G, but then there was somebody in F, and I was like, well, I don't want to be like staring at the back of that guy's head because then I will feel creepy.
Yeah. This one written and directed by Shane Black, who played Hawkins in the first original 1987 Predator.
Yep. Everyone's favorite character, good old Hawkins.
I thought that he had some writing. Like, how did he get wrapped up? So he must have started as an actor. I know he was churning out.
He was one of those people who did some acting to like pay for his life while he was trying to do the things he wanted to do. He has not been in many films. He's certainly a screenwriter before he is an actor.
Interesting. Well, it's nice, kind of a little coming home party for him to be involved and take the helm of it. I think Shane Black, known for his kind of quippy style of writing, infusing things with comedy, but also having some action. And I thought this movie delivered on the comedy part. I don't know what you all thought.
Did you?
Yes, I thought it was very funny.
There were a lot of little stand-up comics that were by themselves. Like people just were doing little one-off things.
I'm going to go with Carrie on this one. Like a lot of quips. Arguably too many quips. I personally don't feel like there were, although I know a lot of people do. But the quips all felt very much like they were being delivered in a vacuum.
Agreed.
I agree. I think if someone was not familiar with Predator properties, you're laughing a whole lot less. To any of the jokes because there were jokes
you laughed
in there,
until you started
jokes.
snorting at "Get to the Choppers," didn't you?
Yes, Get to the Choppers.
Son of a bitch.
That was good.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See,
but
you don't understand. Yeah, you don't know.
I got it.
Yeah,
I knew what the joke was. Do you know what my response was?
Huh?
Oh,
really? It was pain. It was
slightly sad.
The your mom jokes got me. I was good with those.
The your mom jokes there were some solid your mom jokes.
Yeah.
You know what really stood out to me was, and this movie stars Boyd Holbrook, which I believe is his first kind of leading role. Kind of playing the lead army sniper, kind of wrong place, wrong time situation when a Predator spaceship crashes on the run from potentially another Predator. And, wrong place, wrong time, tries to get rid of things. Realizes he's going to be maybe a patsy for something, kind of sends off a package to kind of keep it safe so that he has maybe some proof that he's not going crazy seeing aliens. And it becomes a run against time to make sure his family is safe.
Even when you're describing it, sounds incoherent.
The plot doesn't make sense.
Like, it's amazing how much the plot doesn't work that it can't even survive.
We can't get to too much because, but the rest of the plot also does not make a whole lot of sense.
Oh,
but
what happens after the midway twist?
yes, the midway
Yes.
twist, like the whole What
I missed the midway twist, and so I was like, that really doesn't make sense. Like, when did they even introduce that midway twist happened? I don't know. So I got
More
to
or
the
less
end.
like on the fly.
Yeah, but so, all right, I'm going to tell you one thing. This isn't a spoiler. Midway twist makes no sense
Correct.
because, hang on, I can do this. Before all of that, if midway twist was true, before all of that wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not following you.
I'm
No
wondering
one's
if
gonna
you are
follow
thinking of the same twist that I'm.
I'm sure you're on different pages.
Different midway
But
twist.
Boyd Holbrook, who plays Quinn, is forced to team up with a ragtag of group of individuals, led by Trevante.
Anti-heroes, like they're all
anti-heroes.
Yeah.
Trevante Rhodes. is
Trevante Rhodes, Trevante Adams, Trevante Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Oh man, I got the
Also
wrong name.
Moonlight.
Okay, and we've also got in there Michael Keegan Key. I want to call him Michael Hall all the time.
Keegan Michael Key.
Keegan Michael Key. There you go.
Michael
Do you have this written
Thomas
down?
Jane. No, I'm just,
Clearly
I'm just going
he
off.
does
I'm
not.
just going off the cuff.
Whoa. Okay.
Thomas Jane.
Yep.
The Punisher, or as Carrie likes to call him, the dad from
The
Mist.
Mist.
He just wants his kids.
He just wants his kids. And so yeah, I thought all of their interactions were funny, and I'm leaving out Sterling K. Brown. Who, come on, you got to give it up to him, right, Tim?
Sterling K. Brown and Trevante Rhodes, I feel, are both doing something that resembles acting, which I believe is not true of anyone else in the cast.
I completely agree with this. Even Olivia Munn in this
Olivia Munn was not engaged.
No, her stuff, like she had a couple jokes and I was like, is she trying to be funny right now? Like it just didn't hit. It didn't hit well at all.
Not a funny movie. Confusing, weirdly plotted movie. I will say, I come to a Predator movie, I expect to see some pretty messy gore deaths. There were some pretty messy, gory deaths.
That large intestine scene.
The
in
large
beginning was
intestine
good.
scene was choice. I
Yeah.
loved that bit. A couple other pretty good deaths in there as well. So like it had the goods as a like hard R.
From an intestinal perspective.
From intestinal perspective.
Yeah.
A lot of viscera being splashed.
Agreed.
So are you a fan of the Predator series? Do you look forward to them?
I am a fan of Predator.
Okay.
I like Predators, the third one, enough. Predator 2, I haven't really seen. I don't have very fond memories of. I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but I would say that I'm always optimistic that they'll right the ship.
Well,
this time around.
and I think what needed to happen with this, and I gave it a passing grade, a little bit above passing, 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it purely from a nostalgia perspective. Shane Black pushed to have this be another sequel, and I think maybe the opportunity to reboot the series, it would have made sense.
The thing
Or
that
an origin.
confuses
I would have
me,
taken an origin story.
This is not a continuity-heavy series, is the thing. Like, they all exist more or less independent of each other, so why bother caring whether it's a sequel or not? And he did very specifically care that it was a sequel, which I thought was bothersome.
Yeah. Well, those are my thoughts on the Predator. What else have you been seeing, Care?
So the only other thing I saw other than that was a little Netflix original, I believe, to All the Boys I've Loved Before. Have you guys seen this?
No, although I've been pushed in the direction that I probably should.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. I had seen it on Letterboxd from a couple other folks.
Yeah, Letterboxd thinks that this is the literal second coming.
I feel like it's a little too happy for you, probably, I would guess, but I would be interested for you to see it. But it's this little teenage girl writes these secret love letters to these few boys that she just crushes on so hard. And so she's like, to get her feelings out, she writes these love letters. And, wah, they get exposed or sent out. And so it's... how does that change the dynamic in her relationships and the friendships that she has with, the letters, the people that the letters get sent to? It's a little cute rom-com love story. It's a little indie flick. Is it indie if it's Netflix?
I think that's an excellent question. I don't know.
I don't know. It feels like an indie flick, I guess I'll say. But
It has the sense of like not quite as good sensibilities as Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl, but it has that kind of vibe to it a little bit. But yeah,
Maybe.
it's a indie high school rom-com.
Yeah.
But light on the com. I think.
light on the com, and it has the guy from that I absolutely love from My Big Fat Greek Wedding, is it John Corbett?
Yeah,
John
that's
Corbett.
right.
Still smoking. He's like 57, and I
feeling
still
weirdly
love
pro
him.
John Corbett right now because I just recently watched the third God's Not Dead, and he's in it, and he gives
is he?
he gives an astoundingly good performance by the standards of the God's Not Dead films. So I'm feeling very
He's carrying the movie,
very
I
pro
bet.
Corbett right
if
now.
there's a comedic piece to this movie. He brings
It's him.
90% of the comedy.
He's a
that's in this
single
rom-com.
dad. His wife has passed
Is
away.
he one of the ones that she writes a letter to? Is that the one she ends up with?
That's the twist. You just
Nice.
gave it away.
I am excited about this movie.
Spoiler. So honestly, for me, it's one of those movies that I really enjoyed. It's a 3-star middle of the road movie for me. I really enjoyed it. It was sweet. It was funny. It ended how I wanted it to. I didn't feel tired or sick or upset by it. It just was fun and sweet and cute.
I feel
I'm
like
selling
you
ya.
were selling me a movie that is very memorable and will live with me for a long time.
It will
3
not.
stars. It didn't make me feel sick.
No, I know. That's right. But it's free.
It has
it's
a
on
high school
Netflix.
setting I give it another
You
passing.
get a little
like,
rush
yeah, I'm
for
fine.
that.
I'm
yeah.
fine for it. Yeah,
Cute.
it's fine.
It's and the
Good
the
way,
acting's
not a bad
sweet.
way to pass the time for free
Agreed.
on Netflix. I mean,
Yep.
sure. Might as well. What do you got, Tim?
So I got another Netflix original. This is the first in their rather substantial onslaught of auteur films that they're coming out with in this last third of the year. We might discuss a couple more of those later on. This one is The Land of Steady Habits, which is written and directed by Nicole Holofcener.
I haven't seen this one.
So Nicole Holofcener is one of my like I treasure her. She's an American indie filmmaker. This is her 6th film. It is her first film with a male protagonist, and it is her first film without Catherine Keener in any capacity. And those two facts made me a little like, It's probably her worst film, but I say that again as someone who finds her work to be just entrancing. Basically, it's a story about this character played by Ben Mendelsohn, who is an amazing, amazing character actor. I'm sure you've both at least seen him in Rogue One, where he plays the very sort of bored, tepid bureaucrat villain. in that
Mississippi
film.
Grind.
Yeah, also in Mississippi Grind.
Yeah.
And basically what happened is about a year ago, he decided that he had a boring, sad sack life and decided to divorce his wife and sort of go move away and upend everything to give himself a fresh start. And that has not happened. And a year later, he is still a sad sack. And now also everybody hates him because he's a greedy idiot sad sack on top of it. And just kind of how does he navigate the world now that he's blown everything up and he's in his 50s, and you can't really do that once you're in your 50s. You need to have some sort of basis. So it's his relationship with his son, and with the teenage son of a local couple, as these 3 sort of embodiments of this kind of bleary-eyed, constantly fucking up suburban masculinity. Really, really well acted by everybody involved. I mean, Ben Mendelsohn is the best in show, but it's a really good ensemble cast. Not nearly as dour as I probably just made it sound. It's not like a comedy, but it's a very, very light drama. Just, again, I think Holofcener makes such wonderful, delicate character dramas, and she's done that again. I mean, I do think I like her better when she's making films about women. I think that she sort of has more insight there, but this is still a very insightful, very, very charming, generous movie that does not forgive its characters the mistakes they've made, but sort of understands why they made them. Definitely give this one a thumbs up. It's on Netflix.
Say it again.
The Land of Steady Habits.
The Land of Steady Habits.
And I will say, I watched it the day it came out on Netflix, which was this past Friday, because I've been excited for this one for a long time, because like I said, Nicole Holofcener. We all complain about how Netflix like always forces their originals on us.
Yeah.
I had to search, like I had to type out Land of S in order to get this to show up. Like it was still trying to give me the Land Before Time movies. The day that
It shows
this
they
Netflix
know you,
original,
though. It shows
but
they
no, it
know
shows
you.
they don't, because like it's
Land
like
Before Time.
Well, I mean, yes,
Yeah.
but I still like. It seems weird to me that the day this movie came out, it was that hard to find it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like their algorithm fucked up.
I wonder,
hardcore.
do you have to pay for primary, prime real estate? Like,
This is a Netflix
searchability?
production.
That's their
Oh,
own.
you're
It's their own
right.
use, and the same thing
Gosh.
happened with the Macon Blair movie. That
Yeah.
I had
Blue
a
Ruin?
middle. Yeah, no, the one that you had on your top.
I don't feel at home
I
in
don't feel
Swirl
at home.
anymore.
Yeah.
we had to like seek it out. It wasn't like
Yeah.
right on my.
It's
Like, you should know that.
It's like they push their crap, but when they have a gem by a like name brand director, they're like, oh no,
Not that.
We don't want you to see that.
I am feeling pretty
Watch
good
Set It
though,
Up.
as you get into award season, that maybe Netflix is riding the ship, because there's as we get into our top 5
You know,
anticipated.
I gotta
maybe a
say,
couple Netflix.
the first 8 months of the year, Netflix was pretty much only releasing just not even crap, but like really stank crap. And now they've like, there's some stuff
picking it up.
There's some stuff in the next form. I would expect everyone at this table might have at least a Netflix.
I
film.
don't actually know if any of mine are or aren't Netflix originals, so you guys will have to tell me as we go.
Okay.
All right.
Remember, you can find more details about all the movies we've watched at our website, alternateending.com. That's alternateending.com. Before we head to our break, you might be wondering about ways to support the show.
I literally forgot that we were going straight into our top 5, so I wouldn't have set it up the way I did. But yes, continue.
Oh,
What did you do?
what happened?
It felt like we were about to start talking about our top 5s, and now we're not. We're going to talk about Amazon. Or
Yeah,
whatever it is we're
let's
gonna
do
talk
that.
about. Let's
too.
do that.
All right. And I'll probably just
No, run with it.
keep going.
Keep going. It's exciting.
This
We're
is
letting our
live.
listeners
This is on
see
the fly.
behind the curtain.
Rob's type
So
A is kicking in.
you might. I know I can't
No,
handle
you
it.
can't,
It's
no.
not-
You might be
do not-
wondering how
do
you can
not
support the
process.
show.
Do not process.
Still
Well, you
editing
can support the
this
show through our Patreon.
Through our Patreon. Get early access to and exclusive content. Make us watch a movie. Pick your own episode topic and more from our Patreon site. More recently, we just shared a preview of podcasts to come for our September to our Patreons. So be sure to check that out if you're on Patreon. And celebrating their anniversary this week, Benjamin Ross Johnson.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Does he go by Ben or Benjamin?
He types out the full name. Benjamin
He does,
Ross
okay.
Johnson.
So
Well, thank
does
you, Benjamin
Benjamin,
Ross Johnson.
what does he do? Does he get a movie? A new movie?
It depends. Whatever his pledge was, which I believe was a critic review. So I believe he'll be
New
able to
review
re-up.
for you.
I believe that's what it was for. I'll have to double
Maybe
check.
we can collaborate with him for a good review.
Yeah. Also want to thank all of our listeners who support the show and make their Amazon purchases through our site. Doing it is easy. Just go to our website, alternateending.com, click on our Amazon banner, and seamlessly go about your purchases. All proceeds go to making our show better. Since our last episode, here are the things that were purchased. Not true. I've had to break up after our long
still ready.
extended break. We had a lot to go through, so this is kind of a culmination of 2 weeks now of purchases.
Okay.
I had a lot of books purchased.
Well, you're starting.
Remembrance of Things, Volume 3.
I don't remember getting that.
Might as well have picked up the other volumes. And if you're
Because
picking
otherwise you won't know what things are being remembered.
Right. Essentials of Statistics. You're right, school here. Essentials of Statistics for the Behavioral Sciences.
No, that sounds like that's probably just like somebody reading that for fun.
Yeah.
Also had the loose leaf version of Speechcraft and Launchpad. Maybe a little Darkwing Duck.
I mean, it sounds like it's some sort of like adventure about a boy and his robot, but I'm guessing it is not.
With his Speechcraft? I don't think so.
No, Human Physiology also. Another textbook likely. Appreciate that. Those are expensive, so thank you
Yeah.
Sure are.
thank you for purchasing that through the site.
It's just like wrong.
It's a racket. It's
It
a
is.
total racket.
Write a
Right.
book, Tim. You're
Yes,
better.
I would like to.
Yes.
Trust
And then
me.
make your students
write
buy
a
it.
textbook is the thing to which all academics aspire. It's not aspire. It's not like a choice you make.
I always think about
It's called winning the lottery.
the What About
When you
Bob,
get
where
to
he's
the-
looking at the bookshelf. It's like there's a book here somewhere, and it's just all of his books.
Stop. Do a quick pause when you get to the end of the books.
Oh, keep going. Okay,
Yeah.
Founding Acts, Constitutional Origins of a Democratic Age, and then a history of the labor movement in the United States, labor and war, World War I, 1914,
All right.
1918.
That was a brutal one.
Sounds exciting.
So I have an idea for a book. Tell me if you would buy this. It is. It's a bathroom, like back of the, what do you call that with the water in it? Like back of
Tank?
the tank book that you'd keep in your bathroom. And what you're going to do
I
is,
don't keep books in my bathroom.
because it gets poo on them.
Potentially.
He just keeps
You got to
pouring.
put the lid down. You got to put the lid down and flush if you keep them in there. But what you're going to do is you're going to make a book of pictures and stories of all the people that have died while going to the bathroom. There's a lot of people that have. And then here's a real kicker. Last page, you open it up and,
And
it's
it's a
one
mirror.
Yes.
So good.
Do you think that that's a really
so
good idea?
what DVDs have been purchased, Rob?
Okay.
So moving on to clothings and
I
accessories.
think it's a very fun idea.
We had a rockabilly prom dress. Oh, you know what? This might be from last week. My apologies. We also had a 2-in-1 USB memory card reader. We also had some digital music theme from the A-Team.
All right.
I don't know what the A-Team theme song is like.
I feel like the minute you said theme from the A-Team, I was going to start humming it, and then I was like, oh, wait.
It goes like this.
Wait.
Nope, not that at all. May show up on someone's list later, though.
No.
Fashion private brands, Amazon Essentials men's 2-pack loose fit performance shorts.
All right.
Also had a...
Forming what?
Exactly. American flat poster frame in black, a Miles Kimball Tyson Deluxe beige rocker set, some sports and outdoor equipment. 2 of these actually, the Hodo Deal band compatible Fitbit charge 2-band replacement, so you can get some different colors for your Fitbit. Also had some sports and outdoor equipment, third hand tree stand bow rest, and a Yogu round muscle foam roller. Oh, those are
just
good.
staring.
The foam.
My dad got one of those a few weeks back. This might very well be his. Actually,
Okay, well,
it's
yeah,
been
if
from-
Do you think he
get-
knows how to get through the Amazon banner?
I know my mom does.
Oh, good.
Those rollers are good for physical therapy to kind of work out any kind of muscle soreness and things like that. Too. We should get one. I get muscle soreness all the time.
Yeah, I'm not massaging you.
Tools and hardware, twin LED
blame
light
you.
bulbs. We just picked up some light bulbs as well, not from Amazon. We should have. Video games, Yakuza 3, little Japanese mafia.
All right.
Part 3 going
Good
on
one.
there.
Good one.
Instant video, Pecker. I have not heard of Pecker in a long time. I mean, little Edward Furlong.
Who has heard it? That's a John Waters, correct?
That sounds
Hey,
right.
This is a
I know
Pecker
Edward
video
Pecker.
game.
It's called Pecker.
Now we're into
Pecker.
movies.
Yeah, we're into Amazon
We're into
Instant
movies.
Video.
So there's a movie
It's
called
about a
sort of Back to the
photographer
Porns.
young photographer played by Edward Furlong, if I recall. Pecker. Also had Men, Women, and
Oh,
Children,
gosh.
which was a tough movie to get through. That
I
was
heard
a tough
very bad
watch.
things
But
about
like,
that
so is
movie.
it about a chicken or a penis?
I think it's about a teenager, and you're meant to think it's about a penis.
I see. Okay.
Because his name is Pecker.
His name is actually Pecker.
Yeah.
How much better would that Ted Danson sitcom where he was like unpleasant? That
Pecker.
would have been better if that was called Pecker.
It would have been. Not better
Especially
than
then when Terry Farrell was like, Pecker, you're such a dick. It would have been like a pun.
not better than this Amazon Instant Video rental or purchase 9 to 5.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
dust off the old 9 to 5. I enjoyed that.
That is a wonderful film.
Amazon Instant Video also Support the Girls. Not familiar
That
with
is
that.
not a good film.
It's a
Okay.
movie about bras.
I did not care for support. I mean, it's okay.
And then a couple Blu-rays purchased. We had the Aristocats.
Yeah. No, I've seen it.
No Love
movie?
Lost Him.
I don't love it.
Atlantis, The Lost Empire.
Someone's hit the Disney C list.
Who voiced Atlantis? I don't remember the.
Atlantis is not an individual. Atlantis is a place that has no specific
No,
voice
but
actor.
the main character.
You are thinking of Michael J. Fox.
Really? So he
Yes.
did do some additional voice work. We were talking about that the other day with Top Dog movies. He needed
right.
some more voice work.
He did Homeward Bound.
That's
That's
what
how
we
we
were
got to
saying.
talk about it.
Did we talk about that?
Yes,
Okay.
that was made both of
Had
our
a lot of
lists.
wine that day.
Sword in the Stone. Underappreciated.
Oh, love it.
That's a solid
Love
film.
it.
I like it.
Love it.
The Black Cauldron, 25th
Nice.
anniversary edition. Cinderella.
Someone clearly is just like decided to snatch up all the Disney that's available.
And wait for this one, Tim. I think you've mentioned
Is
this on
it
a top 5 list.
someone?
I own them all. I've owned them all for
Okay.
years.
And this has made one of your lists, and I had not heard of it before you mentioned it. Saludos Amigos and the Three Caballeros.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that wraps up our Blu-ray purchase. Thank you for all your Amazon purchases. When we get back, our fall movie preview. Welcome back to All Trending. We're talking about our top 5 anticipated movies for the rest of the year with our fall movie preview. Care, how'd you go about kind of breaking this list down? There are a lot of movies coming out between now and the end of the year.
Yeah. More intense than I've ever gone through it before. You know how normally I go through and I watch every single trailer of every single movie in the whole fall.
That's what you do? That's what you did?
That's what I do every year.
Okay.
So
That's
I
not
normally
true.
do. No, this is very true. So I did that again. But then
You
here's
certainly claim it's true.
I do claim that it's true. Actually, what I do is I hover over it, and if the poster looks a little weird and like something Tim would like, I'm like, oh, skip Mandy. Like, who's gonna watch Mandy? But anyway, that's a movie that's coming
That's
out.
a movie that's coming. It's actually going to be playing in Madison for free, 2 showings in a couple
I can
weeks if you
understand
wanna
why
see
it's
it.
actually free from the movie poster.
I am very excited for Mandy.
I know that you are, because then I actually watched the trailer, because here's why. Here's then what I did afterwards. I was like, okay, I don't want to miss anything at all. So I watched every single trailer mostly. And then what I did was I went through all the comments on our website from all the people who actually know about movies and looked at all their top 5s. And if I missed any trailers, I was like, okay, I'll rewatch all of these to see if I missed anything that was really good, which it turns out I did not. So,
Ouch, listeners.
so it feels
But
harsh.
meaning because you had already selected the ones that they had.
Yes,
That's what you're trying to say.
yes,
Not
that's
that
what
they
I'm
have-
saying. Or I knew that they would be covered on Tim's list after watching the trailer because they were so freaking weird.
So through that process, watching so many trailers,
Yes.
do you feel like it's going to be a good kind of award season, good
I
season
don't
for
know.
movies?
So here's the thing. The ones that I was more drawn to, I don't think are probably going to be ones that you'll see hit the Oscars. And then some of the ones that I think were highly anticipated theater ones or theater releases, I wasn't so high on. I didn't feel so great about. So I ended up going with, for my list in particular, ones I think, based on the trailer, purely alone, are going to be great movies. Just great movies, even if they're not wide release, even if they're not blockbusters, just really great, enjoyable, quality movies.
Well, it's supposed to be you. It's your personalized list.
It's what I wanted to say, but then I didn't want to scare people off.
All right. What about you, Tim?
So I basically just looked through every movie. Like I went to Box Office Mojo, coming soon, a couple other places, tried to find every movie that's going to be coming out between now and December 31st. And if I knew based on my knowledge of what the film was that it had a chance of being on my list, I put a little check mark to it. Ended up with about 12 films once that was done, which is a huge number. Like when it was the summer list, I had 4. So I had to like make up a 5th one. And then it was just like, narrowing that 12 down.
Okay. I had a similar process, actually, both of you. Well, first I started off with a mistake. I went on IMDb and was just going through upcoming releases and narrowed it down to about 20 or so. And then as I was going through user comments as well, I was noticing like a lot of movies like, wait, this wasn't in there. And I realized, damn it, non-theatrical releases.
Yep.
So Netflix, Amazon.
Non-theatrical is a thing this year.
And
Can those make it to the Oscars?
If it is given a courtesy release, so to speak. There are certain Netflix films that will be Oscar eligible and certain Netflix films that shan't.
Okay.
So for both of you, streaming?
No idea.
One of my other lists was the upcoming Netflix original films.
Okay. So it counts for you?
It counts for me.
Okay, counts
It counts for me if it's making its premiere, whatever the platform is.
Doesn't matter the platform.
Even if it's not Oscar eligible, I would still count it.
So I had to go back and like watch a couple, or not watch, but kind of read through a couple more. I ended up with a list of 28 that I was like intrigued by.
I had 17. I was intrigued by.
And you had 12 to kind of start? From there, I culled my list down by actually going through the trailers, which I feel bad about doing now because the trailers are so bad these days, was kind of giving away too much, but I did it. It was still hard. I kind of got it down to 13.
I don't know.
And then I just randomly picked 5, I guess, that I felt the most strong about.
For the 12 I didn't pick, I notated why. So especially for the ones that were all over the website, I notated why they didn't make my list as well.
I think that going through that notation will make this a 3-hour episode, and I will kindly ask that we not do it.
I mean, it would be like a 3-word notation.
Tell you what, if it shows up on my or Rob's list, maybe you can share.
Horrifying third act is used multiple times. No.
You have not seen any of these films.
I imagine that what I'm seeing is in the third act.
Yes.
And for me, for this year, as far as kind of looking forward for the next couple of months, is this going to be a good kind of wrap up for the year? I think there are a lot of good movies.
I didn't feel like a lot of
but
Oscar
not a lot
ones.
of great. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like I didn't feel like I'm really super excited about something, but it's all kind of high, somewhat like a little bit like above average.
My gut tells me that at this point, the Oscar nominees are going to be about half films that I am crazy in love with, and half films that I think are pond scum. Like I think it's going to be a very feast and famine year. In terms of like,
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't see any La La Lands. I didn't see any Moonlights. I didn't see any.
There is a film that I am like massively crazy excited for that will probably be a Best Picture nominee.
I'm going to write it down right now because I know what it is.
Okay.
I'm going to write it
fast,
here.
because it's your top. It's your number 5 right now.
No, it's not. It's definitely not because I watched the trailer.
She's saying that her.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm with
all right.
you.
It's already written down because it's a very short title.
Yes, it is. You know what it is.
It's
you know what
3.
it is.
No, I'm just kidding. So we will see, but so should I go with my number 5?
Yeah, do it.
Alrighty. So here we go with number 5. Sorry if this is weird. These are weird picks. I feel very weird about them. But anyway.
Okay.
I'm excited. You don't pick weird shit.
No, I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling a little depressed. I feel like mine are all depressed movies. I don't know.
Well, it's Oscar season.
That's
It should
what it's
all
all
be depressed.
about.
Oh, okay.
It should all be
okay.
about death and being separated from your child and trying to make your gay child go into
like
therapy.
that.
And
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw that too. So,
for terrible things. Well, we'll go ahead.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Let's go there. So the first one I'm going to start with is a movie that comes out September 21st, so kind of soon. And this is the movie Life Itself. On your list?
So it was on my number 5. It made my top 28, and then I then I dumped it as soon as I started. I jumped on and saw the Rotten Tomatoes score of 20%.
So here's the thing, man. You don't do that. You just go off your instinct. You have to go look at the trailer and what your heart says. And if your heart starts to palpitate,
My heart says that movie's going to be a piece of shit.
Really?
I had hopes for it, and then I was like, I gotta take it off the
It's
list.
because it's Oscar Isaac's in this, there's something about him I'm really drawn to, and I really like him. Olivia Wilde, who when she's paired up with the right dude, there's something electrifying.
It's a good cast.
Annette Bening,
Yeah.
Mandy Patinkin, who why do I like him so much? I really like
wonderful.
him. And so this is written and directed by Dan Fogelman.
Yep.
And it's these young friends
He
are
did
sitting.
Danny Collins care, and I even loved it. I had it on my list. He wrote and directed.
See, you can't
written and
base it on
directed.
other people, man. You got to just do it off of yourself. So these young friends are sitting on the curb, and she turns to him and she's like, "Oh, you can never ask me out." And he's like, "Oh, I'm waiting for the perfect moment because when I ask you out, it's going to be forever and the rest of my whole life."
Why are you doing it in this voice?
In what is it?
Whatever voice that you're doing.
It was just his voice.
That was how Oscar Isaac sounds.
He's Italian, right?
That is exactly what he is and how he sounds.
I know. And the whole thing, I have chills. The whole thing, I have chills. And then there's this music in the background that's acoustic, and the whole thing, I just feel this intense romantic feeling, and I just know that I'm going to love it. All this hard stuff probably comes afterwards like it does, but they probably hopefully work
it's about
through
life
it.
itself. And,
It's
you know,
about life itself. The only
murder
thing
and death
the
and
only
divorce
thing I
are
don't
all
like
part of
about
life
this whole
itself.
trailer is when she actually, I don't like when you reference the title of the movie in the trailer. So she's like, "I just think that life itself is hard." And I'm like, all right, that was cheesy. That was cheesy. And I knew Tim was judging it when she said that.
I actually haven't seen that trailer. 'Cause I just from like the thing that it is, I know I'm not going to be curious.
I think I'm going to like it, and I hope it's good. But that's why it's number 5, because it's the most likely to maybe be bad. But I want it to be good.
I get that.
So that's my number 5.
What about you? And it reminds me a little bit of I kind of
You
had high
love
hopes.
Oscar Isaac.
I had high hopes for Collateral Beauty, and this kind of feels like that kind of like goes a little bit too far.
We should be so lucky if this is Collateral
Oh,
Beauty.
really? It's that. Oh, so yeah, I'm glad I pulled it off
I
last
can't
minute.
tell if it's
Collateral
gonna be,
Beauty is an all-timer. Sir.
Is this going to be a sliding doors thing where there's parallel stories going because they
Who
look
knows?
different? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
going to
who
get
knows?
weird. I think it's actually going to get weird, which is where I thought maybe you guys would come in on it, but that's my number 5.
It was there.
All right, number
Tim,
5.
Number 5 to you, sir.
So my number 5, not the film that I was talking about, but a film that I actually do think has a good shot at being a Best Picture nominee, is the newest film from a director who has gone 3 for 3 in my books as just like making these really great stories about humans in like extreme situations, kind of surviving the best they can. That director is Steve McQueen, whose last film, 12 Years a Slave, was the Best Picture winner in 2013. This film is Widows,
Watch the preview.
which finds him entering the world of the crime thriller to show a group of women whose husbands were all in some way running afoul of some very, treacherous people, and they'll end up dead. And so the widows of these men decide to commit to continuing the crime that their husbands were in the midst of planning. The film looks maybe a little corny. The cast is great. Viola Davis plays the lead
she's the
widow.
best.
Always on board with Viola Davis. Liam Neeson plays her dead husband.
Even better.
So like the cast gets me there. Steve McQueen gets me the rest of the way. And it's a fun hook. Like it's an interesting concept for a movie. The trailer maybe is not making it look like the most interesting possible version of itself. So I'm hoping it's one of those cases where the film is a little bit better than the trailer is. But I mean, I like a good thriller. I love the cast. Steve McQueen has not yet steered me wrong. And that's really what it comes down to, is like a lot of authorship. Like I'm following a lot of directors who've done me right in the past on my list.
And I usually look at directors for this particular type of episode. For that movie, I did not notice that it was Steve McQueen. I simply read the plot and was like, this kind of feels like Set It Off. Like it didn't even make my 28. Because not that Set It Off is a bad movie necessarily. It's just, nothing struck me, so I didn't take that next step to watch a trailer or really dive into who the director is or anything like that. So, yeah.
It's probably going to be a Best Picture nominee.
You think so?
It's
got to be able to
It's
taste.
certainly in the conversation.
Well, it can join...
About 14 films are in the conversation.
It can join my number 5, Tim, and you can begin to start eating your words from way back when Karen and I called this as a Best Picture potential nominee. I'm talking about a movie that comes out October 5th, A Star is Born.
I'm glad the reviews are good. That trailer looks like shit.
My number 1, man.
That's your number 1?
I'm
Come on,
really-
calm down a little bit.
No.
Take it down a notch.
So as I watched every single trailer, I was like, this is the one that I'm most excited about.
most excited?
I'm most
I mean,
excited about it.
Again,
don't even
I
care.
just had Life Itself here just a moment ago before I swapped it out with this one.
That's true.
This is
I'm
my
like,
backup
there's like a
option.
part of me that's embarrassed, but we're in a safe space here. And so I feel good about being honest. I'm so excited.
The reviews are so strong.
Yeah.
The reviews are so good.
I completely
I don't understand.
agree.
I'm kind of vaguely getting excited for it in despite of how much the trailer makes it look like hot steaming shit. to
See,
me.
and I did like the... I
the
was falling for the trailers.
Sing the song, Rob. Rob's been singing it all day.
I just kind of mumble really low.
Out of deep end. diving, washes are diving. I'll never reach the
Wow,
ground.
Tim.
See?
We're far from the shallow. I've seen this trailer 14 fucking times. I've been keeping a tally. I have seen it in front of every non-children's movie I've seen in the last 2 months. It's very
You're
upsetting.
really in tune, which is really impressive.
Directed by
I
Bradley
was
Cooper
not-
and
yeah.
also starring Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. Bradley Cooper doing his best, kind of like Eddie Vedder.
Hey,
Yeah.
just wanted to look at you again.
Oh no, but it's so
Nice, Tim. So good.
I've seen it 14 times.
Everybody wants to hear that. You want Bradley Cooper to say, "Just want to look at you again," when you're kind of not that great looking.
Oh, with that smile he's got.
If we live in a world where Lady Gaga is like some sort of hideous like horsewoman, then we live in a very messed up world.
She's not a hideous horsewoman, but when you're playing, like, I will take an ugly duckling story any day. Like,
Sure.
people have turned me down because of my looks. People make me feel bad because of who I am. And then for her to come out there and like blast her voice out there and rock it, I will take any
I'm
day
excited,
of the
and
week.
I have not seen any of the. Was it three other Star is Born
There
movies?
are 3 other movies called A Star is Born and 1 film predating all of them from which the original very clearly was taking inspiration.
So I'm coming into this fresh. The other ones don't exist to me.
1934 is the first one, right?
So the first one is 37, then 54,
Oh.
then 76, and the very, very original version is called What Price Hollywood, and I believe that came out in 32.
Okay. Right now, for some reason, IMDb has it as 9.1. I don't know how people are getting early access to this.
It's been showing at festivals.
Oh, festivals. Okay. Well, people see. Yeah.
I'm going to love it.
We'll
I just
see.
know I will.
I'm excited about it. So it's on my list. It's secured at number 5. Tim's going to eat his words. Not on your list, Tim.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure it's better than I think it is at this moment in my life because it's getting really good reviews, but I think it looks very bad.
Listeners, Ryak Knock, Brendan Klein, and Beth Wagner Felicelli also had A Star is Born on their list.
Smart people.
Yeah.
Smart people.
Number 40. Sorry for taking your number 1, Care.
That's okay, because I'm probably taking your number 4 with my number 4.
Okay.
Probably. This is on your list for sure, Rob. Tim wants to have it on his list, but it's not like highbrow enough for him to have it there. This is coming out on October.
I have a really highbrow list.
I know you do. And I could I have your whole list written
I
down.
almost
actually.
wanted to put the Spider-Man on my list, and I was just like, it's just not quite as exciting to
Is
me as
it?
Widows. But that would have by far been the poppy. one on my list.
So this is your Poppy, and it's coming out on October 12th. It's First Man. I have it number 4.
You just took my number 1.
Did I?
Yeah, how can you bet against Damien Chazelle? How
So
do you do that?
so I'm literally only putting this on my list because of Damien Chazelle directing it, and because it has Ryan Gosling. It feels like it has to be good because of those things, but when I actually watch the trailers, I'm not actually hooked. I'm kind of bored, and I think it looks kind of slow and
Doesn't matter.
not great.
I believe in him.
That's the thing. I believe in those 2 things enough to actually put it on my list at number 4. So this has Ryan Gosling, and then I think the gal in this is Claire Foy.
Claire Foy.
Claire Foy is his wife,
Mm-hmm.
and Jason Clarke, who is charmingly cute and weird and fun. Like,
He has
I don't
his
know.
moments.
He's fine. He has his moments. And then Kyle Chandler's in this too. So
Tim's just anti-biopics.
I'm anti-bio. That's the thing. Like, I am anti-biopic, like, just ideologically. This is another one where it's getting just ludicrously good reviews. I know one person personally who saw this at Telluride.
what did they say?
He liked it. He didn't love it, but he liked it, and he is driven to dislike Damien Chazelle films.
Oh.
So the fact that he was willing to call this a 3.5-star movie tells me that there's got to be
might be
something
good.
special here. So the reviews are really strong. I agree, though, that the trailer is just not doing it for me, and my concern continues to be, of all the men who have gone to the moon, Neil Armstrong is almost certainly the least interesting as like a personality.
Tell me who's the most interesting. Because I have a really fun fact about going to the moon. Who's the most interesting?
The most interesting person who's gone to the moon. Shepard, probably.
So I don't know who that is, but you want to know something really interesting?
She wanted you to say Buzz Aldrin.
tell me about Buzz Aldrin.
Have I told you this story?
Go ahead, Care.
So guess what? So I'm kind of famous.
Buzz Aldrin appeared in Transformers 3.
Don't say
He
anything
kind of,
bad
he
about
kind of
him.
killed
though.
him.
Don't say anything
I don't like
bad.
him anymore.
So I'm kind of famous by default because the only reason, this is a fun fact, don't ever forget this, that Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon was because of my grandpa. Because Buzz Aldrin actually did not want to go into the Air Force. he actually wanted to go into the Navy. But my grandpa and him were friends, and my grandfather was going into the armed forces or the Air Force, like to fly. He said, we should fly. And so he did it because of my grandpa. He actually went in and got into aviation because of my grandfather, Kenneth Rudkin.
See, that's the story that could have been told, Care, if we hadn't focused on Neil Armstrong.
I know. I think there should be a movie about Buzz Aldrin.
I think there should be a movie about many of the people who were in the space like in NASA, who are more interesting as humans than Neil Armstrong.
So will Buzz be in this movie, though?
It would be very difficult to imagine how he could not be.
I know. So that's another reason why it makes my number 4 with that very interesting story that I just shared. So I think it's going to be good.
It's not quite as good as that, but James Lovell, after failing to land on Apollo 13, many years later, I think actually he was using the Apollo 13 movie money, opened a French restaurant in Lake Forest, Illinois, and I've eaten there, and I've said hi to Jim Lovell.
Did you?
Nice.
So
do you think he remembers you?
He's dead, and the restaurant closed some years ago.
It
is bring up a sore subject.
It is now an outpatient building for the Northwestern Memorial Hospital System.
Oh, well, was the food good?
It was fine.
Well, First Man, number 1 on my list, and I just Damien Chazelle, I have all faith in him and Ryan together. Gonzo Fool listener also had this on their list.
Number 1 for you. So number 4 to you then,
so
Tim.
My number 4. This is my wild card for a while. This was my number 2, and then it was my number 3, and it was literally only about half an hour ago. I decided to commit to dropping it to number 4 because there's way too much possibility for it to go terribly wrong. But I'm excited for it anyway. This is on November 2nd. This film is opening. It is a remake of my all-time favorite horror film, Suspiria, directed by Luca Guadagnino, starring, let's see who's in it. Dakota Johnson, I believe, is the main character. Chloe Grace Moretz is in it. Tilda Swinton is in it as both herself and a 80-year-old man. It's a movie about a haunted ballet school.
It's called Suspiria. It's so GD weird. Like
it
that
sure is.
whole. Did you watch the
It better be weird.
I did.
If I watch this movie and it ain't GD weird, I'm going to be very ill-used.
The entire website commenting list had Suspiria on them. So I'm like, this has got to be a good one.
It's got to be.
And I get in there and I see Tilda Swinton and everything's red. And I'm like,
red.
Why is everything red and weird and gore? Is this horror?
It sure is.
What's happening?
What's happening indeed.
And we have to see this now, Karen.
You have to see this, and also I believe you have to see the original Suspiria because I believe it's
That's right.
It's a Patreon request.
It's a Patreon thing.
Patreon request. We're going to do.
You guys are going to hate the original so hard, and I'm going to love it. It's
Can we watch it together?
I don't think I can deal with that.
No.
Emotionally, I think I will not be able to deal with how much you guys are going to hate it.
Oh, so tell us about this movie, though. What else
I told you
happens?
all I know. What
That's
happens?
it.
It's about a haunted ballet school of witches, and Dakota Johnson gets involved with those witches, and bad things happen as a result.
See, that sounds pretty cool.
No,
on
but
its
from the
surface.
did you watch the
No,
trailer?
I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
It looks artful. It looks.
It sure does.
As long as the plot moves
happening?
along, and I
It
understand.
sure won't.
Okay, well,
It sure won't
if
at all.
I have to figure things out, then
There won't be anything to figure out. It'll just be a lot of random stimuli, and then it'll be over.
But people are so excited. So excited.
I'm
about
excited.
This.
I'm excited. Also, I will say the original to me has one of the great scores, but based on what we've heard in the trailer, the Tom York score for this movie sounds like it might be pretty exciting.
Okay.
So I'm like I said, this one has been progressively inching its way down my list because it's got some pretty nasty reviews from people who I would not have expected that from, but I'm holding the faith.
okay.
So number 4.
I don't think Suspiria would have gotten good reviews from those people in 77 either. So
This is number 4 for me. Is a fun pick. I'm excited about this every time this trailer
Is
pops
it on our lists?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It should be. It's fun.
that is a word that describes none of the films on my list.
I'm surprised.
Actually, that's not true.
I think you like this director. Maybe. I think you like the movie Cabin in the Woods, Tim.
Oh,
Okay.
this
It's
one.
okay.
Look
This
too
one
weird.
Comes out the same date, I believe. I'll be kind of watching A Star Is Born and this movie back to back. I'm talking about Bad Times at the El Royale.
Too weird,
This
man.
is my kind of movie.
I feel like this is your kind of
Yes.
movie. It feels like a movie that was made in 1997 and has just been unreleased since then.
It feels like a hybrid. Like it's too weird to be.
You've tapped into my soul,
Rob,
Tim.
And it's your weird, but it's like it didn't feel like it fit with anybody. I don't know.
No, this is my kind of weird.
Is it?
Yeah, and I'm curious where it goes. If it goes like supernatural or something, like that would be pretty cool. I'm excited.
I don't think it's going to go super.
You don't think
it
it's
looks
going
like
to
a
go
crime film to me.
crime
straight up-
film, murder.
straight up
Yeah.
crime
something else going on, like weird. There's something weird happening.
I like the music.
Like identity type something is happening in this
Well,
movie.
it's like
and I want to
it's
crack
like-
it.
Sure.
They're
I
like
don't-
watching while somebody's getting undressed during like a two-way mirror.
And there's a they. There's a they.
There
there's
is
a
a
they.
they.
There's a they,
And it's
and
in a hotel.
It's right on the Nevada.
It is
California.
literally on the Nevada
So you
California
can
border.
gamble on
So yeah,
one side.
it's Seven Strangers. Reminds me a little bit of Identity, which isn't a great movie. Seven strangers, each with a secret to bury, meet at Lake Tahoe's El Royale, a rundown hotel with a dark past. Over the course of one fateful night, everyone will have one last shot at redemption before everything goes to hell.
Hey.
Does it really go to hell?
It feels to me like a post Tarantino movie when post Tarantino only meant Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction.
Yep. Karen, just Chris Hemsworth walking around shirtless pretty much.
That
the
felt like a
whole movie.
weird ad. I feel like it was like, hey, this movie's going to be a real crapper. We'll just put him in and insert him into the movie so that it ups the
That's
ratings.
why there's something
There's
more to
something
this.
weird.
There's something going on in this movie that's
It didn't
creeping
hook me from
out,
the trailer,
and I'm
for
into
sure.
it. And it looks really stylish. I don't know what your thoughts are on the visuals.
It does look like it's got some snazzy visuals. And I should say, I'm going to get really tedious about this, but every time this movie comes up on the podcast, I will need to point out I know the producer of this film. Not well enough that he would email me to say, "Hi Tim, how are you doing?" But well enough that I can't talk about the movie without saying that. So
What's his name?
His name is Jeremy Latcham. We worked on a couple of films together at Northwestern. So
He's a nice guy.
It's going to be good.
He was a good guy.
Tim just can't
had
say
some
it's
real
gonna be good.
success.
Tim wanted it on the list. He can't put it on.
Literally, I can't actually talk about. I was going to show this trailer to my students because it's a really interesting example of trailer structure, and then I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't do that. So here I am.
Personality-wise, friendly, funny.
Oh, very outgoing guy. He's a producer. So I mean, he went to film school because he wanted to be a producer, which takes a pretty outgoing sort of human being.
Interesting. I didn't
That's the
realize
job
that.
I know. I should have went for.
I know, but here you
Not
are
outgoing, though.
in our basement.
Yes, I know.
So
Also,
Jeremy Latcham, meanwhile, has produced Avengers films,
there you go.
Yeah.
and he was at school,
What
the
could
same
have been.
school you
Is
were,
he
the same
single?
time
What
you
could
were.
have
is he
been.
single and available?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
Yeah, but this is
I don't think he's single. Whether he's available is between him and his wife.
does his forehead look like Ken and Barbie's kind of backside smoothed over?
You know what? You've
No?
got him there. You've
Yeah,
got him there.
That's right.
So
Also, Drew Goddard is directing. Just announced X-Force, the next Deadpool movie.
Huh.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty exciting. Stevie and Nega Scott 12 also had listeners also had this on their list.
okay.
Number 3 to you.
Thanks for
Karen.
keeping track of that too.
Of
By
course,
the way.
yeah, got to give the shout outs.
No, I know. I just none of mine matched this this week.
That does not surprise me.
I know.
I don't know what's coming on your list. Then what else? What other picks do
I
you have?
don't even know.
I mean, I knew that she was going to have A Star Is Born.
Yep.
I'm not even
Stars
shocked.
Born,
it's
First
number
Man. For me, I knew she would have.
I wasn't sure she had
want-
First Man.
I wasn't sure either. And then at the last minute, I was like, gosh, I really wanted to tell that Buzz Aldrin story. So here we are. So I am at my number 3. This guy is coming out on October 12th. And do you know who Felix von Groeningen is?
I think I actually do, but I can't place it.
So he is doing the movie Beautiful Boy.
Okay, what else has he done?
That's a really great question that somebody like you should know.
Someone who would have prepared for the episode.
Tell us about Beautiful Boy. and
I'll
I
tell
will-
you a
I will
little
go
bit
see-
about
Steve
it.
Carell.
Steve Carell, and here is the selling point for me. Timothy Chalamet is in this, and I absolutely have loved him ever since Call Me By Your Name. Maura Tierney is in this as well. So this is based on the memoirs from David and Nick Sheff. If it's based on their memoirs, have they died?
I don't know who they are.
No, I don't think
They could
they're
still be
dead.
alive.
Yeah,
Because I was
just-
like, that's kind of...
your memoirs are the things you write while you are alive, so therefore, by definition, they are not dead.
Okay,
Because they
good.
wrote memoirs.
I was like, is that a spoiler? So anyway, it's this gut-wrenching story about a kid and his dad, and the kid suffering from addiction, and their family has suffered from addiction, and how that changes the course of their life and their lives and those who care about you most. So I'm putting like a tough bet on this one because I actually do you remember that one that Steve Carell was in where his son was in the military and passed away that we watched?
I keep blanking on the name. It's an Amazon original.
Oh, Last Flag Flying?
Last Flag
Last Flag
Flying.
Flying.
Yeah.
I thought Steve Carell in that was just phenomenal. Like I
Yes.
thought he was really, really phenomenal, and his part in this movie feels very much the same. Like this very gritty, tough, difficult topic, and in the trailer of this feels very much the same. And I love Timothy Chalamet, so that I feel like the two of them coming together to make a really tough movie about, again, addiction, how you deal with that in families, and how you got there. The trailer of this looked really touching and good.
So incidentally, Felix von Groningen directed the 2012 Best Foreign Film Oscar nominee, The Broken Circle Breakdown.
That was such a good one, too, which added to why I think this one should be number 3.
I'm just saying that's why I knew his name. You don't have to pretend that you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, really?
If I had to pick
You
a
knew it
Steve
was fake?
Carell fall
What
movie,
is this?
I would probably pick Women of Marwen over this. If
No,
I had to.
that got weird with the dolls getting real and stuff. That
I
got
like it.
weird.
It
Yeah,
looks sweet.
So that was my. Did you guys see the trailer for this?
Oh,
still?
yeah.
No, I
No,
didn't.
not
This
interested?
trailer's been stalking me. It looks too Oscar
Too
baity to
cheesy.
me. It looks too cheesy.
Oh,
Looks-
all right.
I'm gonna
I
enjoy
also I have not yet been convinced that Chalamet is an actor we care about, as opposed to just a hot twink.
Oh no, I don't think he's a hot twink. He's like a gangly twink.
He's clearly a hot twink. I'm just saying I don't think that I have admired his acting so far.
Oh, I think
He was
I
best
do.
in Call Me by Your Name, but
Oh,
he was
I
not the
loved
best
him.
person in Call Me by Your
And maybe
Name.
it's one of those like really sick things where I'm like, oh, I just want to see you again after Call Me by Your
Right.
Name. I don't want it to be over. Come back. And now you're a heroin addict.
Well,
And-
there's that. He's been in a couple things at this point. He was in
Has he?
Lady Bird.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So either way, it looked good to me, and I'm excited
Yeah, you just
to
want
see.
Call Me by Your Name too. Is
I
what
know
you really
it's
want.
coming.
Yeah.
It's
I get
coming. Don't make any gross jokes. But that's what I had
I
number
said
3.
I wasn't even going to, and now you said don't make gross jokes. Now I want to.
I know you do. So that's my number 3. So what is your number 3?
I feel like pretty much everyone knows exactly what my top 3 are in order at this point, so I'm not going to belabor them at any length of time. My number 3 is coming to Netflix and select theaters, hopefully not so select that I can't get to them, on November 16th. And my number 3 is the latest film by my favorite living filmmakers, Joel and Ethan Coen. This is the Western anthology comedy, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which was very famously going to be a Netflix original miniseries. And then about a month ago, they were like, guess what? TV's awful, so we decided to make a movie instead. And it just made me love the Coens even more than I already did. So they've made an Italian-inspired anthology comedy about this man named Buster Scruggs who sort of bumblefucks his way across the West. And it's the new Coen film, and that's really the thing I needed to know.
What was the last Coen film?
The last Coen film was Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar. Okay.
I'm a fan of the Coens as well too. I didn't even want to look at the trailer for some reason. Something about I didn't want to take a chance on it this time. I don't know what it was. It's a
Well,
good trailer.
It's a fine trailer.
Yeah, little James Franco in there too,
Little
or
James
something.
Franco, and there are a lot of people in this movie because it was originally going to be a 6-episode anthology. The only cast member to carry through all of them is Tim Blake Nelson. Everyone else is like a whole bunch of people who are just in like little vignettes.
Who's an actor in a lot of the Coen
Yeah.
Coen movies. So they got it from a 6-hour movie and they made it.
It was going to be like 6 30-minute films, and is now going to be a feature. 6 30-minute short episodes.
Okay, we'll see how this works
It's
out.
the new
for it.
Coen. The new Coen was going to be on my list somewhere.
Yeah,
3 is where I have decided to put it.
they're
You're
due.
at 3.
They're due for something. I mean, Hail Caesar was.
They're not due. They have not made a bad movie in over 10
Not a
years.
bad movie,
Because
but-
Hail Caesar's a masterpiece.
Oh, you think it's a masterpiece?
I think it's a flat
I think
out-
it's
I think
beautiful
it's a great
to look
film.
at. It's nice to look at.
This one's going to be nice to look at too. It's shot by Bruno Delbonnel, who's one of my favorites.
Okay. Well, I might eat my words on that
You
one.
have to watch it now.
I'll have to
because
we're
it's on
watching
my
it.
list.
Yeah, I
And
always
it's
love
on
when you
Netflix.
put these
It's on
lists
Netflix.
together. It's so nice.
And it's
'cause
on
then I get to
Netflix, so
see
this one you guys
these.
don't even have to like leave your house to see the movie that you're going to
Perfect.
hate. It's for free.
That's awesome.
Number 3 to me is actually a little sequel. Something, again, going back to nostalgia picks from the 80s. This is probably my favorite of the Rocky movies. The original, which this is kind of like a sequel to that particular original. I'm talking about Creed 2.
You picked Creed 2.
I picked Creed 2. I need more Ivan Drago in my life.
This isn't real.
No, this is a real thing that I'm doing. I'm picking Creed 2 that none of our listeners picked. I stand alone with the Creed 2 pick. I enjoyed the first one okay, but you bring back Ivan Drago and now his son, and kind of, which conspicuously they have not been part of any trailer. Maybe that's just to kind of keep. Maybe they're just doing that to, or maybe there's a problem with Dolph Lundgren or
Maybe.
in his acting.
You know who they didn't bring back for Creed 2?
Who's that?
Writer-director Ryan Coogler.
Yes, I found that out
That's
after
why
I
it's
put it
not
on my list. And Steve Capel Jr., who has done nothing much.
So
from
maybe he's one of those natural born talents.
I'm placing the bet because I want to see Ivan Drago's son fight not Carl Weathers' son, but the equivalent character's name, which I'm blanking on right now. Apollo Creed's son. Thank you, Creed, which the name of the movie is. Clearly a big fan.
Him too.
But I want training montages. I want to see boxing, which there will be in this
There
movie.
will
And
be.
I want to
This
see
is
some
Tim's number 1.
tough life. Is it?
course it's not.
I know it's
That's
not.
ridiculous.
This one brings back Tessa Thompson, and I want to see Sylvester Stallone is kind of having a nice kind of golden age.
Yep. No, I think he might have given the best performance of his career in Creed 1.
Yep. So hoping that carries forward. I'm not sure if Steve Capel is a capable director, but we will see if he can. I don't think he'll fill the shoes necessarily of Ryan Coogler. Originally, when I had this on my list, I kind of thought that Coogler was in it or
Not sure why you thought
directing.
that.
I don't know why. And
He's one of Disney's boys now.
yeah, and Dolph is in this as well. Who will be an Aquaman? So he's getting cast for stuff.
No one has Aquaman yet.
Nope.
Not yet.
Yet.
Did make my
Yet.
28. So
Did
yeah,
it?
it did. I want to see Aquaman.
I want to see your
I mean,
I
I'm
think it's
gonna
going to
see
be the
Aquaman.
best of
I
the. By the
know.
way, guess what? I'm for Halloween.
Aquaman.
Oh yeah,
Who am I
Right,
again?
yeah. You're Wonder Woman.
I still need
if you
to order
get the
that
damn
costume. I know.
yes.
I'm trying to get a deal.
So yes, Adonis Creed faces off against Victor Drago,
Don't
son
explain
of
this
Ivan
movie.
Drago. That's it. There's nothing much to explain.
Sounds like a good one, Rob. Good
I'm
pick.
gonna enjoy it.
I bet you are.
It's my list.
So
My
how
list.
excited are you that you now get to see Creed 2, and how bad do you feel for making fun of me for making you see whatever it is that you have to see because
Much
of me?
worse. Much worse. I feel really bad about the whole situation.
Everything is awful. I have to see
Everything
Life
is-
Itself. You both have to see Suspiria. We all have to see Creed 2.
This is crap. So I still actually want to go through my list of 17, but I won't. But I've actually got some really good ones on here. But I did narrow it down.
Maybe you can do that as like a blog post. And you
I
can do it as a, like,
don't worry.
Patreon
I wasn't
exclusive.
going to talk about it. But did you consider Under the Silver Lake in this?
No, because since it was my number 5 on my summer list before being canceled,
Yeah.
apparently it's not good.
Oh, it's not.
Like some stuff has come out that apparently it's a disappointment. So I was
well,
like, okay,
I could tell that from the trailer.
bullet dodged. Bullet dodged.
You know, I had this really weird moment where I thought I was going to put it on my list. And I was like, oh, sometimes Tim and I line up and we have these moments. And so I watched the first half of the trailer. I'm like, this is actually really sweet. And then the whole thing gets weird again. And I was like, God, no, I can't put this on my list.
It looks-
I am planning on seeing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks beautiful.
no,
Like it's
but
well
the ending
shot.
is weird. All of a sudden, some old guy's there and
Oh, end of the trailer.
yeah, the end of the
That's right.
trailer's weird. Yeah. It's going to turn. It's going to turn. So that's why I didn't choose it. I'm going to be curious if we lined up. I don't think we did because I care more about social issues than you do, Tim and Rob. But
I've heard remarkably bad things about this movie.
really,
Go for it.
gosh, I want it to be so good. And I even picked it despite hating most of the people that are in the movie. Except the main actor. So anyway.
Talking about Lucas Hedges.
Yeah.
Oh, who's in 3?
Am I that
Who's in three?
transparent?
Yeah, you're very transparent.
I am.
If you hadn't said social issues, I would not be 100% sure.
There are so many social issues out there
I mean, you
to
like
deal
that
with right
repulsive
now.
movie about the trans kid, so I'm not at all surprised that you would put this on here.
Oh gosh, I know, but I love Lucas Hedges. So this is coming to theaters on November 2nd, and this is the movie Boy Erased. I absolutely despise Nicole Kidman, which you love her, which is why I thought maybe it would
do
be
love her.
here. This has Lucas Hedges, like I said, Joel Edgerton's in this, and then Russell
Joel Edgerton
Crowe.
directed this, too.
Yeah, exactly. Wrote and direct.
Yep.
Wrote and directed.
You know what Joel Edgerton is?
A man.
Straight.
What is that? So that's a problem.
Apparently, based on
Probably.
the people I know who despise it are also all gay.
Gosh.
He did some research though. He probably knows.
This is where I get dinged. I want to like.
I'm just
It's
joking.
okay. No,
Okay.
tell us about the homophobic movie, Carrie.
So, God, no. So,
Excuse me.
so let me tell you about this wonderful movie that I don't know that much about. But Boy Erased is an adaptation of a book by Garen Conley. The story is about this sweet little kid, played by Lucas Hedges, who is the son of this wackadoodle Baptist pastor dad guy. And when they find out that he's gay, they demand that he needs to go to this conversion therapy place to be like ungayed, basically. And otherwise, he'll be exiled from his family and friends. And so
He'll be erased.
Yeah, now that you said that, I feel even worse.
No, it's gonna be. Joel Edgerton is a very competent director. I really like The Gift.
The Gift was
I will
good.
say I do have 3 gay people who hated this movie, but I also know a couple
But
of gay people.
do you
who
know
thought it was
why
okay.
they hated it?
Yes, but I don't think it would be fair to say because it is a spoilery thing.
Okay.
And I was fine with them spoiling it for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, again, despite not liking Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe these days, like not a huge fan of him these days, I just thought this looks like it could be something really impactful, powerful,
Looks
and
like
meaningful.
looks like great acting
and sweet.
all throughout. I mean, you got three great actors.
I know. I have high
four.
hopes.
Yeah, 4 great actors. I'd say 4 great actors in it.
Yeah, Joel Edgerton plays the like weirdo conversionist that I'm hoping hopefully just gets killed or something, right?
I don't think anyone in this film is likely to like.
No,
what?
no,
you think
I don't
it's like
want
an action
that.
movie?
No, I don't want that. That would
Lucas
be
Hedges
terrible.
Drives a truck over everybody.
I'm
who's
hoping
drunk
somebody
and-
from Halloween comes in and just swipes him out. But no, does anyone have that movie? No.
I don't know.
So that's what I had as my number 2. I'm hoping it's good and meaningful and good and important.
It's certainly
going to
be up for a passel of Oscars. So
It's basically a kind of the non-comedic version of Deadpool 2 is really what this movie is.
I don't even know what you're saying.
You're not getting they were trying to convert Fire Fist to that he can cast out, not being a mutant. That's that was the whole thing.
I was
get
going to say
that.
it's basically the boy version of the miseducation of Cameron Post, which I feel is just a really lukewarm take now that you've come out with that one.
So much better. So that was my number 2, and that's it for me. That's my list.
So my number 2 has a short title.
Yep.
It's an art film.
Yep.
What is my number 2, Carrie?
So wait, did you go through your number 1 yet?
No.
No. Gosh, it's either 1 or 2 for you. You've got Rome on there somewhere.
Rome's my number 2.
Oh, is
Nice
it?
job.
How do you know you like this movie from the trailer?
I know I haven't watched the trailer, so I don't even know that.
Because the trailer wouldn't tell you that you love this movie.
The trailer doesn't tell me anything because I haven't seen it.
I know, but even if you watched it.
It's the new Cuarón.
Okay.
Like I said, directors that I admire was a big part of how this list got constructed. So the new Cuarón was always going to be on my list. I've heard it's beautiful. I know people who saw it at Telluride who were like, "Oh my god,
black and white,
it's
too.
black and white," which is always a plus. The people I know who've seen it were raving, like
Really?
just nuts for how much they were in love with it. Plus, it's just getting one rapturous review after the next at all of the festivals it's played at so far.
Is it subtitled too?
It's subtitled. It's in
Okay.
Spanish. It's based on Alfonso Cuarón's childhood in Mexico City. Specifically based on the experience of his mother and her sister, I believe, sort of dealing with life at that point in time in that place. Every single thing I've heard about it makes it sound like just the most heavenly, grand scale, beautiful, epic thing. This is another Netflix film. It's coming out on Netflix
is.
on December 14th. Again, in select theaters. And this is one I've already made a pact with people that we will drive to the nearest one of those select theaters to see it that weekend rather than the indignity of seeing this movie on a television. Fingers crossed that's Milwaukee. If it's Chicago, oh well. If we have to go all the way to fucking New York, then we'll go all the way to fucking New York.
Are we in the
love your
carpool?
Cuarón.
I mean, if you want to come to New York to see Roma, you're
Can you
more
watch
than
the
welcome.
kids, Rob?
I can.
Okay.
Children of Men.
Children of Men director. His
Yeah.
most recent film was Gravity, for which he won the
Gravity.
Best Director Oscar.
Based on the fact that seeing it on everybody's list on the site, I knew it was one that was good, but I couldn't substantiate it with the trailer. The trailer's just
I've not
a
watched
couple
the trailer.
clips in black and white, and you see a woman running in and out of a car, and then you're like, well, it's over. And
Sounds
you're
like my kind of movie.
I can't pick this. Yeah, but hopefully I'm sure
I
it's
had
gonna
trouble
be good.
based on that. I don't. Not that I don't have faith in the director, but I haven't loved it as much as I guess Tim, you have, and many of the audience members have as well too. So I couldn't just blind faith, kind of.
I
just
can't
go
even
with
imagine what your number 1 is.
it. My number
His
one
number
was
one's
First Man.
Oh, yeah. What's your
Yes.
number 2?
My number 2.
Wait, don't. Let me guess.
Wait, what are you left with? You're left
I'm
with-
done.
He's done.
Oh, you're done.
It's just my number 1 after your number 2.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
You can't guess. I explicitly
Oh,
told
yeah.
everybody what mine was going to be.
Oh, why
during
wasn't
my
it your
summer
number
picks.
1?
Yeah, because I have a little bit more faith in Dame.
Wait, give me a
Well,
clue.
no, I don't know. Maybe
Give me a clue. I don't remember.
It's another Netflix original.
It's another Netflix original. Nice job, Tim. September 28th release. It is by probably my favorite new director out there.
Is Matthew
He's
McConaughey in it?
delivered on 2 movies, both 2 for 2. No, Matthew McConaughey is
No.
not on it. I went based on director as well, much like Tim did.
If White Boy Rick had been on your list, I would have both pointed out that it's already out, and then I would have smacked you.
I was talking about Serenity.
This is the director of Blue Ruin, Green Room, and it was
Okay.
this movie was co-written by Macon Blair, his buddy
no
who's made
idea.
a lot of movies with. This is directorial fourth official feature length movie by Jeremy Saulnier. Hold the Dark.
I don't think I saw I think I missed this one.
You needed not to be looking at theater releases.
Is it scary?
It is a thriller. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a Wind River's kind of feel to it, but with something super. I feel like there's something more to this movie. Something
Wind River,
witchcrafty.
what was the one that I picked that was witchcrafty and supernatural with the red door?
Oh, that was.
Remember?
That was
And
a
you-
Joel Edgerton movie.
Joel Edgerton, remember?
It Comes at Night.
It Comes at
Nice.
Night.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like that?
Better not be.
It looks
didn't
like
end well.
it looks as
It
promising.
didn't anything well.
No.
It seems as promising as it's very kind of quiet thriller. After the death of 3 children suspected to be by wolves, writer Russell Core, played by Alexander Skarsgård, is hired by the parents. I think it's either that or Jeffrey Wright plays that character. I'm not really sure now that I say that. Hired by the parents of
Sure, it's
missing.
not Trevante Adams.
That's right.
That's right.
Damn it. Of a missing
one.
6-year-old boy to track down and locate their son in the Alaskan wilderness. So very
how old
intimate
are these
movie.
kids that we're talking here? Because I don't like when they're real little.
They better be like 4 and 5 because I want to believe that they might actually die.
That's
Well, the missing kid is 6. I don't know what the other kids are. Yeah, I'm excited. Anything Jeremy Saulnier does, I really love.
This was on my 12.
Okay.
Like again, Saulnier has at this point earned my trust. I just couldn't top 5 it.
Okay.
I literally have to think of what your. Can we guess is number 1?
No. I do want to say Salim Garami, WBTN, and Threshold Death also had Hold the Dark on their list.
What is your number 1?
Well, my number 1.
I know what it is, and now if I have to see another Yargos movie, which I didn't have to.
No. I mean, I thought about it. That was a 12 as well.
Wait, what's
Oh,
that one?
it's not a
What's that
yard-
one?
thank
What's that one?
The
What's
Favorite.
that? Oh, The Favorite.
You'll
I
have to
saw
see
that.
The Favorite because it'll be a Best Picture nominee.
Second installment of Rachel Weisz as a lesbian.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's not my list. So I already had a film by my favorite living filmmakers, the Coen brothers.
Oh, I know what this is.
This is a film by my favorite dead filmmaker.
Just keep giving me clues. I'm going to see
Another
if I can
Netflix
get it.
Third
original.
Netflix original, yeah.
Okay.
Coming out very soon. Another one in quote unquote select theaters, and
The Hate You
another
Give.
one that I will trek out to motherfucking wherever to see this
You
thing
know what it
on the
is.
screen.
The Hate You Give.
No,
Oh, wait, hang on. After Everything.
no.
That looks really
the
sad. He has
Filmmaker is
cancer.
dead. If you didn't get it from that, you don't know it.
Robin Hood?
This would be Orson Welles' The Other Side of the
Other
Wind.
Side.
Filmed in the mid-'70s, left incomplete at the time of his death until eventually some of his closest collaborators and friends, through many years of legal strife, were able to get the rights, sell them to Netflix, which has financed the completion of this film. We're all very grateful for that. Thank you, Netflix. On the other hand, Netflix is a TV station, and I don't want to see the new Orson Welles film on a television. And I'm very surly about that. That being said, this is a movie I've wanted to see my entire life, and now I get to in like a month.
Well, much
And
like-
that's like a huge fucking deal.
Much like Hold the Dark, I think it was a holdover from the summer a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
they were going to release it in
yeah.
May, and then like they threw their toys all around the room because Cannes didn't want to have a streaming thing. It was a whole situation. But it is coming out November 2nd. Hopefully playing at least as close to Chicago, and I will be going to see it wherever it is playing because it's the new Orson Welles. There is a new Orson Welles
Yeah.
made in our lifetime.
You have to see some Orson
We
Welles
will.
before this comes out, just to kind of
I've
ground
seen some
yourself.
Orson Welles.
What have you seen?
Tell me some things.
Citizen Kane,
And tell us some other things.
The Magnificent Ambersons,
There's a couple more in there, right?
Touch of Evil.
Oh, that was such a good one.
Which one is that one?
The second one?
Second one of what? What
After
happens
the
in Touch
first.
of Evil?
After the first.
What blows up in the opening scene of Touch of Evil?
The car?
Very good.
Not
You have
bad.
seen it.
Not bad.
Exactly.
Well, great pick. I'm excited to see that one as well too. Yeah. Anything else? Any more thoughts on the fall?
I had 3 fucking Netflix films on my top 5.
That's a
my
trend.
top 3 were Netflix, and it feels very weird.
It does feel weird.
We were very down on Netflix. No Amazon originals, and I don't think any of our Amazon sponsors.
Suspiria is an
Suspiria
Amazon.
is an Amazon. Okay, there you
But
go.
it's not, unlike Netflix, Amazon doesn't like do the sort of exclusive streaming only. So it'll be on Amazon in like March, but
Yep.
it will be a theatrical.
Are you guys excited about Halloween? To have another installment of that?
I'm looking forward to it. Not enough to call it a top 5. It was not on the 12.
Yeah.
Likewise. Well, every week we ask you to share your picks and thoughts for a chance to win a free Amazon movie rental. Based on the results, here were your top 5 picks. Tied for number 5, we had Widows and The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
All right.
It's you. Again, that's you.
At tied for number 4, A Star Is Born, and If Beale Street Could Talk. I could not. I didn't look really hard for If Beale Street Could Talk. Someone want to tell me anything?
It's the new film by Barry Jenkins, who directed
Barry
Moonlight.
Jenkins, okay.
Which I think we are the 3 people who liked Moonlight least
Yep.
in the world. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not looking forward to it because that director has not earned my respect yet.
Tied for number 3, the aforementioned Halloween, and Suspiria. So Tim really hitting on all cylinders with the audience so far. A movie I thought for sure would be on Tim's top 5 list at number 2, The Favorite.
You know, it was close.
Yep. And at number 1, everybody loves Cuarón.
Quaron.
I can't say it. Roma.
Yep.
Yeah.
So weird. You have to watch the trailer for this, Rob.
I did. Yeah, I just saw black and white subtitle. Kind of gave up.
Well, again, I'm all about it, but tell me more.
Yeah.
I didn't get box
It's a
office.
mood piece.
It's a mood piece.
It's a Netflix original. Box office is a non-factor here, though it is surely going to be nominated. It's going to win Best Foreign Film. We already know that. And will surely be nominated for a chunk of other Oscars.
Well, our lucky winner this week was Stevie, who had a kind of a little blend of our picks here.
Okay.
Stevie had at number 5, First Man. He needed a reason to visit an IMAX theater this year. Number 4, Bad Times at El Royale.
Yeah.
Wanted a version of The Hateful Eight that isn't 165 years long.
I get it.
At number 3, he did have Halloween.
I think it's going to be fun.
I hope so.
At number 2, Roma. And he says he will follow Alfonso to the ends of the earth. And at number 1, Suspiria.
All right.
High hopes for that as well. Stevie, shoot us an email at contact@ultraending.com for details on how to claim your free Amazon movie rental. If you want to win a free movie rental like Stevie, be on the lookout for a spoiler alert or top 5 movie posts on Facebook and Twitter to share your favorite picks. In closing, I want to thank everybody for listening. Go out to our Facebook page and like it. Head out to Twitter where we're tweeting all the time, alternateending.com, where you'll check out all of our reviews, podcasts, and soon-to-be videos as well. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or Google, and don't forget about our Patreon. With Little Women coming out next week, we look to our top 5 sister movies. So we will catch you then.